Today marks 1182nd day share lessons I learned and continue to learn with all of you. My hope that these insights will inspire you, support your dreams, help you achieve your goals, and really empower you to become the person that you want to become. Today I speak about wisdom and action. Wisdom and action, and really how wisdom influencing action. I think that sometimes we go after action without really having that wisdom. Now, we need to understand that action leads to wisdom a lot of times. So being able to reflect on that action, reflect on the experience from that action, of course, lead to wisdom. Sometimes you're not able to really build that wisdom without understanding your own action or someone else's action. Because a lot of people who are very successful, they always say that the best way to learn is from other people's mistakes because you are saving on your own time. Because some people say like, I just really want to really experience it by myself. I need to fail it. And really when I'm able to fail, I'm able to experience, when I'm able to really build that wisdom to myself. So they able to share like multiple things, but what kind of things really influences the wisdom influence action? So number one, that's that informed decision making. So that means that there could be a lot of different actions that you can take. A lot of actions. So what wisdom allow you to do is really choosing the right decision, choosing action that really allows you to achieve your result faster, maybe achieve better, maybe allows you to achieve the goal that you really want, maybe not something that you don't want. Because the more wisdom you have, the better paths you're able to choose. Because when I think about the mountain, there is a mountain 360-degree mountain. So that means there are so many different pathways that you can get. So wisdom allowing you to understand, okay, which path will be the fastest regarding building a business, regarding building a skill set, regarding building relationships, regarding the building your physique. Because it might be that you have one goal, you're able to achieve that goal within a month or 2 months, 3 months, based on the routines and the habits to build. And the wisdom is allowing you to really have a shortcut regarding achieving that goal. It's very important because you have that informed decision making based on that wisdom. Number two, I think this is very important in everything in life is emotion regulation. I think that's when you really have wisdom, you're able to understand what's going on, what truly is going on. Because when you do not have wisdom, your emotions going to go up and down, and in a roller coaster. Because you're not able to really go deeper understanding what is the bigger picture here, what really matters. And we start to really be looking into things that really are small things, and we create from the small things, small minor thing, we're making a massive thing because we do not understand what really big picture things are in our lives. But when you start really building that wisdom, you start looking into what really matters in life. What are those things? Like the relationship, the health. So when you understand that the things that matter, then you start looking to maybe I lost something. But in a bigger picture, that doesn't matter. So why are you supposed to really be sad, disappointed, angry, jealous for the things that really do not matter as much? When we do not have wisdom, we are angry, jealous, and all those negative emotions coming from really lack of wisdom. So with the more wisdom you have, the more emotional regulation you have as well. And that's why so many people who said that knowledge leads to success. No, because a lot of knowledgeable people make a lot of emotional decisions. So that means they have a lot of knowledge, they have a lot of logic, but they still make decisions on emotion. And they leave all that knowledge, that power behind. While people who have wisdom, they're able to regulate their emotions. They start looking, okay, more on the mindset, on the wisdom, on the knowledge more rather than emotion itself. Number three is adaptability. So that means wise people are very adaptable because they're able to really say, okay, like how we could really use my knowledge in this moment. Because I think that's again, a lot of smart people have a knowledge, but they have no idea how to implement in different stations because they have a book knowledge. So in that book knowledge is that if that happens, this is what you do. If X happens, you do Y. But maybe not X happen, maybe W happens. So what that Y doesn't fit anymore. So it means there is something else needs to happen. So that wisdom allows you to really be able to say, I understand X. Now what happens if like W? So it's being able to adapt, adjust, and really find a solution for the new opportunity, new question, new problem. So wisdom is allowing to use that knowledge in a proper way. So adaptability is coming from wisdom. I think that's again a lot of very knowledgeable people who has a massive knowledge. They're not able to use that knowledge because they're not adaptable, they're not flexible. They are only able to use that knowledge when it fits that one specific way. If it is a little bit different, that's it. They're out of the game. So wisdom allows to be very, very adaptable and flexible. Number four, I think it's grounding. Grounding. So that means that ethical grounding, like a lot of different grounding levels, because I think this is very, very important. Understand that wisdom is a moral compass, because you're able to really choose your actions, purpose-driven actions. So that means when you're going after a vision, when you're going to after calling, when you're going after something that is meaningful for you, fulfilling. At that moment, you said like, those are my values, those are my aspirations, and I'm able to really make my life aligned with who I am and who I want to become. And you have that wisdom to really choose the right choices towards that vision. Because when you have a knowledge, we're not able to do that. We have a knowledge for something, but the wisdom is something that really has a moral compass, understanding where we're going, and that wisdom allows us to understand. Because knowledge a lot of times allows us to have a knowledge to pursue something. But wisdom allows us to understand, is that worth pursuing for us? Because something that what we know not always is beneficial for us. So wisdom is allowing us to understand that, okay, so this is the right thing to do, this is not the right thing to do. And being able to pursue wholeheartedly the things that are actually aligning who you are and who you want to be. Number five is practical problem solving. And again, this is very, very important because wisdom, people who are having wisdom instead of knowledge, they're able to prioritize things. That means that they said, okay, this is a priority of my life, this is a problem, this is a priority of this problem, this is a priority of solution, this is a priority of this thing. People who have a lot of knowledge, sometimes they focus on urgencies because they know that it's important. But when you look into the wisdom people, they always focus on priorities, because when you actually focus on priorities, urgency will take care of themselves by itself. Byproduct. Because priorities fix everything. Urgencies just fix just for the time. And that's why so many people who are working on urgency say that when I will finish this urgency, then I will focus on priority. But after that one urgency, another comes up, and another, and another, and another. And after like 10 years, you figure out that you never actually pursued anything meaningful, nothing you actually pursued that was priority in your life. I think sometimes we need to really leave those urges behind and say, okay, maybe something will need to be behind. Maybe someone will be disappointed. Maybe I will be disappointed for a short period of time. But when you actually pursue the priorities, I think that when you use the wisdom to really prioritize the things in your life, I think it's much, much, much better, including in problem solving. Number six is encouragement of resilience. That means it's very powerful, because when you actually start learning from failure and you're able to see the value of failure, because wisdom allows you to understand that you're able to learn from everything. And that's only wisdom. Optimism with realism. I think that's a very interesting thing, because people who has massive wisdom, they're able to go through the worst parts of their life and they're able to learn, improve, get better, and take action towards that future, because they have a wisdom, understand that this moment is temporary. This moment will not last. The same as with good things, the same as bad things. So when you understand that this is temporary, you don't treat it as a lifetime thing. And because you understand that it's temporary, that's setback, that's disappointment, that's failure, you start to see that, oh, that means that I'm able to do something today that will benefit me tomorrow, no matter how I feel. This is very, very powerful. The people who are able to really have that massive wisdom, they have encouragement of their resilience, because they're able to be much more resilient. Number seven is that influence on leadership. influence on leadership. That means that people who have wisdom, they're able to understand that they're able to guide others through their wisdom. Because I think that I learned that probably the last 5 years that wisdom is so much more powerful than knowledge. I better listen all day long a person who is wise than a person who is knowledgeable. Because wise person will understand what knowledge is actually important. Because sometimes people who are very knowledgeable, they have so much knowledge, but that knowledge are not usable. So why do you have that knowledge when nobody is able to use for their own benefit? So we need to ask, okay, look, what kind of information? Sometimes even one information that you're actually able to implement and use it is much better than you have 100 things that you have no idea how to use it. That's why wisdom always wins against the knowledge. Now, again, unless you have wisdom plus knowledge, massive wisdom and knowledge, of course, you're able to win against everyone. Because if you have just wisdom, just very little knowledge, you will lose against a person who has a lot of knowledge but wisdom. But I truly believe that we need to start from wisdom. Because even a small amount of knowledge with true wisdom will give us results, and those results could give us financial freedom, and that financial freedom could allow us to build that knowledge in a much faster way. But I truly believe that we need to start from wisdom. And of course, when you're able to achieve results, because wisdom leads to results. And when you have results, people follow results. People follow performance. People follow people who care and who have empathy. And I think that wisdom gives empathy, gives leadership, gives emotional regulation. All those things are really those things that really influences leadership itself. So I hope that you reflect as well. How much time do you spend on knowledge and how much do you spend on wisdom building? And I really believe that in general, in life, wisdom is much more important. So that's part of the rule again. 20% of your effort gives 80% of your results. So that 20% is wisdom and people focus 80% of knowledge. I think that's, again, this is what builds wisdom. Wisdom is built by action. Now, wisdom is built by reading books as well, attending seminars, conferences, YouTube, yes, but it is just only 20%. But all majority of wisdom are built by actions. And that's okay. What kind of actions do you take? The bold actions that is stretching you, that's improving you, that are making you even taking risks to potentially fail. Because I think that wisdom is one of the key aspects of really living a fulfilling life. So I hope you just win and see you tomorrow.